All right. Okay, moving this back over here. Okay, I can hear myself. That's good. All right. Okay. Let me open up my trick list. I just got the weirdest notification. So it was basically saying your your computer has been plugged in for too long. I have a laptop, so and I basically it's this one. I basically always leave it plugged in, but it's the first time I've ever seen it recommend to me not to to like unplug it or something. Which I'm not gonna do during stream. It seems a little bit weird that I would get it now as opposed to literally any other time I've. But whatever. Oh, I guess maybe because I did restart my computer to apply the latest update. But anyway, weird. I know, right, Snowy City? Right, so weird. All right, so let me go ahead and let me see here. Let me turn on the trick list. Let me pin it. Queue is open. Wait, did I actually? Oh. I was like, wait a second, it didn't open. Oh no, it did open. I just had somebody else's queue up. My mistake. All right. Okay, so, oh yeah, and let me just double check and make sure this camera is working, because otherwise, okay. All right, let me move so that the lighting is not terrible. Okay, and uh, let's see. Welcome in, Keo Demon. How's it going? Let me also put on cheating gloves. If you guys haven't seen me do cheating gloves, this is cheating gloves. So here we are. Just to get tactility. So I don't play really games of poker or anything, but if I was, I would not even think about using any sleights without this because I think the propensity for me to accidentally mess up without it is too great. So, Q Demon says, got here late. How was Hades? Oh, the run went well. I got the last legendary of Aphrodite that I needed to get the minor prophecy. And so that was good. I used the shield because that was the one that gave the darkness and gems bonus. But it was super epic, Keo. I think you would have enjoyed watching it because everything was okay except that I first initially had the acorn because I didn't unequip it and equip something else at the beginning of the run. And then by Elysium, I lost all of my Death Defy. And then I'm like, crap, well, I guess I'm going to die to Theseus and Asterius unless I get Patroclus. And there was only like one room left. And so I'm like, but I probably won't get him. And then I ran over and was like, Patroclus! And I was like, oh my god! So we got Patroclus, and I was able to make it past Asterius and Theseus. Yeah, OMG, right, Gio? It was so epic. Gibson Lens, thank you so much for the 15 stream streak. Bert, thank you so much. Kiwi says, that's the best feeling. I know, I know. So yeah, I'm glad that I streamed that because it was pretty epic. And then, oh yeah, and then just to wrap up Hades. So it was a 2-path, and I had the duo that gave me an extra level with each palm. And so I bought like the super palm for 3 levels and the regular palm for 2 levels. And I had the title dash, so I could just dash around things to just deal a ton of damage. But I did end up defeating Hades, and I only lost 1 Death Defy at the end. So it was so good, so good. Felt good. Felden Kane, welcome in. How's it going? Good to see you. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Felden Kane, please give Felden Kane a follow. And let me just shout everybody else out from the Hades stream, of course, as well. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. If you're not following our friend Keo Demon, please give Keo Demon a follow. Felden Kane says, going well, thanks. Hope you're doing well also. Yeah, I'm doing as well as I think one could be assumed to be doing at the moment. So life's good. Guys are not following our friend Charlie's Beats. Please give Charlie's Beats a follow. And then I think we also had Jerky Blaine in earlier. Guys are not following our friend Dirky Blaine. Please give Dirky Blaine a follow. All right, cool. So I think that covers everybody. And I just realized this chair is wobbly. So hold on. I don't. I'm not going to be able to deal with this if it's wobbly. Okay. There we go. Much better. All right, and I do see that we do have a request already from Keo. And I did not fully clean up my setup. I have begun rearranging some of the things back here, but it is not quite done. But I did start the project. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do this with the twos. Okay. All right, first up, we are going to warm up with Aria. Normally done with the aces, but we're going to go ahead and use the twos because the requester is Keo, and of course, Keo has signed the two of spades in the newest Twitch deck. And so, here we go. All right, so here we have the four twos. I'm going to go ahead and turn them all face down. And on each pile, we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3 cards. And here we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3 cards. Here, 1, 2, 3 cards. And then, of course, this last one, 1, 2, 3 cards. All right. And so, here we have the two of hearts. We're going to go ahead and place it in amongst these cards like that. Place this pile kind of towards the bottom, like so. Then we have two of clubs. We'll place it amongst these cards. Place that kind of in the middle of the deck, like that. Then we have our two of diamonds. We're going to take that, place it amongst these cards. Place it kind of near the top, but not too close to the top. It's like here. And then, of course, we have Keo. Now, Keo is going to attempt to pull all of the twos up from the underworld back up to the top. And I don't know if you can tell, but here are the four twos, and Keo has pulled them up. And that, my friends, is a great warm-up with Aria. Thank you for that request, Keo. Sorry, I didn't have any sort of major creativity yet because brain's just starting to get switch modes between Hades and Magic. I've also found that the more that I casually have a conversation with people, then the easier it is for me to get into it. I think it's because like when I go and do gigs now, I'm just like chatting with people before I do the magic. So it's like when I chat with them, then I get to know them. I get into that mindset of like, oh, okay, I could do this. So I think every single time I've done a gig where I warm up, I always warm up with like a gig, or sorry, with a trick that I don't have to think about too much. So I never want to like mess it up. So like I will never try anything super fancy like on the first opening trick right now. At least not until it becomes super basic. All right, let's see. Snowy City has requested Coin Matrix, and I usually like to follow that up with the cardless Coin Matrix. So we're gonna go ahead and do both, one after the other. But thank you for that request, Snowy City. And I'd been trying to practice Coin Matrix pretty much every stream because for a long time it was like one of my only non-card tricks. Although now I have a few coin tricks, so I don't feel as bad anymore. All right, so here we go. We have 4 coins. I'm going to place them into a little rectangle or a square. An ad break is starting soon. Oh, okay. All right, we are going to speed run this. So, all right, we're going to cover each coin with a card, and then we're going to go ahead and use teleportation to bring this coin from here to there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this one's going to go from here to there. 1, 2, 3. Then this last one's going to go from here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then I don't think I can finish the cardless one before the ad break. So we'll break here. And then I'll do the cardless version. Although you guys have seen me follow it up once. Anyway. Um, let's see. So while I'm waiting for the ad break to start, that was still pretty cool. All right, awesome. Thanks, Snowy City. Hopefully you enjoyed. That is, I think it looks pretty good, whether you know how it's done or not. And when I did this for magicians, the 90-second ad break is starting. So, all right, I'll finish the story in a minute. But so lately, I've been kind of visiting all of my local thrift shops to see what movies I can get. And mostly because I think if you've been here the last couple of streams, I alluded to digitizing my movie collection, and I've been trying to basically flesh out my media server. And so at a lot of thrift shops, they're selling movies for like $1 or $2 or something, and they don't really care like what's on it or how many movies it is or how many discs like a TV season is. And so I could find like a TV season of a show, which might be like 5 or 6 discs for like $2. But there's some movie collections that might have like 2 or 3 movies on them, and so I'm basically on the hunt for like those, where there's a bunch of movies that I'm like, oh, I like these movies, or these are good movies. I'll get them. Um, and I'll make like some exceptions for single movies, like if I think it's either going to be hard to find or not easily accessible, or there's a huge nostalgia hit, and I'm like, all right, that's worth, you know. But went to the thrift shop today for it, so that was good. That was a fun time. Um, but yeah, right now I had purchased that. I earlier today I saw American Pie. It was the American Pie like collection that had the first, second, and the third one. So American Pie 2, and then American Wedding was the third one. And I'm digitizing them like right now upstairs. So anyway, oh yeah, this is all so that I can hopefully one day cancel Netflix. That's the plan. Not that I don't like Netflix, but of course, I don't. If you guys have been following for a little bit, I'm still unemployed, so no full-time work. So Netflix is kind of like not really a good idea to have long term. I'm not really opposed to just having it once in a while, but all right, the ad break is finishing now. All right, so let's go ahead and do the cardless version. All right, so it took the cards away. Once again, here's the coins. I'm going to put them in the relatively familiar rectangle or square. And then here's what we're going to do. Show hands empty, and 1, 2, and 3. And of course, we're going to go ahead and do that again. 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, 3 over here, 1 over there, and the last one we'll go 1, 2, and 3. And now let's go ahead and do the finale. So I'm push those over there, bring these over here. 1, 2, and 3. And that is the cardless coin matrix. All right. Excellent. Thank you kindly for the claps. Kyo Demon. Oh, E-Room! Welcome in. How's it going, E-Room? E-Room always comes in with a bang. E-Room, how are you? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Guys, you're not following our friend E-Room. Please give E-Room a follow. Magical shout out to E-Room. There you go. Let's see. So yeah, E-Room. I'm going to be in Indianapolis not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So the 29th, or at least I'm driving in all day. I probably won't get in until late. I'm guessing like 8:30 or 9 or something. But yeah, I'll send you a message on Discord and see what you're up to and when. I think I have like 3 things on the schedule, but I'll be in and around. Okay, cool. Wrote it down. All right, yeah, I'll be in and around the convention center in downtown pretty much. All right, next up we have a request from Kyo, and the request is maximum penetration. The card trick. The card trick. Let me just specify. It's it's a card trick. Man, I remember the first time I learned the trick, and then I had to introduce it, and I would basically just disclaim the entire time, like, it's a card trick, guys. Memories. Okay, let's see here. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and perform maximum penetration. The card trick. The card trick. All right. So first things first, I have the card box here. If you were here, I would let you inspect the box. There's nothing inside the box. I can stick my finger into the box. I can move it all around the box, and you can see that there's nothing in the box. All right. So first things first, I'm going to show you that we have a joker and another joker. I'll leave the jokers here just for a second. And then we have the ace, the 2, and the 3 of spades. Okay, and so we're first going to start with the ace. Let me put the box over here just for a second. There we go. Okay. All right, so here, if I place the ace in between the jokers, right? And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to show you first that the ace can penetrate through the jokers. I don't know if you can tell, but that ace has penetrated through the jokers. There we go. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and grab, let me see here. So here we have the 2, and I'm going to place the 2 here in between the 2 jokers. Okay. And you can still see that it is definitely in between right here. But of course, we're going to have the 2 penetrate through the jokers. And so we'll show you 1, 2, 3. Wait, failure to launch, hold on. There you go. And the 2 has penetrated through those 2 jokers. Now, of course, we have the 3 over here. And this is why I needed to show you that the box was empty, because we're going to place the 3 here into the box. And we still have the those jokers over here. But now we're going to show you how the 3 will penetrate through the box, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know if you can tell, but look. 3 has penetrated through the box. Now this is the part where the trick starts to get super weird, right? Because now I'm going to have these 2 jokers penetrate into each other. Alright, that sounds really weird, but just get your mind out of the gutter. Or just leave it there, it's okay. This is a late night stream, or at least in my time zone it is. So now those 2 jokers. Normally when I do this, I'm saying it's penetrating reality because look, those 2 jokers have become 1 card, and that 1 card is indeed no, wait, it's not a joker. It's actually a 4. And now everybody's like, whoa, 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 where's the jokers? And I'm like, just don't look in the box. It's okay. Of course, what does everybody want to do? Everybody wants to look in the box. So now, let me go ahead and open up the box. Because everybody knows there is a card in there, because I put it in there, right? But this is going to penetrate your mind. Because now if I show you inside the box, there are no cards once again. And everybody thinks that this is the Joker, but no. This is where it will penetrate your mind, and hopefully you can still get some sleep tonight. But don't let it keep you up, because this is not a Joker. This is the 5. And that, my friends, is maximum penetration. The card trick. The card trick. Thank you for the mind blown, Keo. Thank you for that request as well. Hopefully you enjoyed maximum penetration. The card trick. The card trick. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Keo. I see that we have a request from Charlie up next. Thank you for that request, Charlie. All right, there we go. Let's see here. Let's find some cards. This is, all right. I forget what this one is. Okay. No, there's like 2 tricks. Hold on. There's 2 tricks in the list. I should probably give them different names just so that I know. Yeah, I call one 4-4-1 switch, and this one 4-2-1 switch. And it doesn't help that the preposition to also sounds like the number 2. So, can confuse me very easily. All right. By the way, if anybody has been sitting around for a while and you're not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. So, I think I got this last year. Not this year. Yeah, last year, around Easter time, I got, no, it must have been this year. Yeah, this year around Easter time, I got like a thing of tea, and they gave me a promotional package of tea, and it was marshmallow flavored. And I'm like, when am I gonna even finish this? Like, honestly. And I'm starting to aggressively try and finish it now. So I've been having marshmallow tea for like 2 weeks as my uh, non-caffeinated tea, herbal tea. Okay. Nom nom nom, says E-Room. E-Room, thank you so much for the 3 stream watch streak. Thank you so much. Okay, next up, this is the 4-1 switch. So, oh yeah. We have Charlie's Beats, signed Ace of Spades. And of course we have 4 red face cards, which you would never randomly mix up with the ace, right? So, alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna take Charlie and place him over here. But nobody puts Charlie in the corner, right? And so even when you try and put Charlie into a corner, what ends up happening is that Charlie is going to find a way out. And so instead, Charlie is going to go ahead and jump over to this side where the other cards are, but then switches places and puts everybody else in the corner. Because I don't know if you can see, now every single card is over here except for one, and none of these are Charlie's signed Ace of Spades, and this is Charlie's signed Ace of Spades. And that, my friends, is a 4-1 switch. Naming tricks is hard, guys. Naming tricks is hard. Which, by the way, if anybody has any ideas for card trick names or trick names, I'm actually. Oh, if we get some time tonight, I might experiment with something new-ish. Kind of. Hold on. Let me just make sure I can. I have. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. I can experiment with something new-ish. But anyway, so this week was a little bit funky. I um guys, I watched a movie with Gibson Lens. So I watched Snakes on a Plane again for the first time in, I don't know, I probably watched it like over 15 years ago. I think it was probably the last time I watched it. It was not like when it came out. So I think I saw it in the theater when it came out. And then I watched it again like with my college buddies in my college house. I don't know if I was still in college or if I graduated, but I was still in the house. But I think it, I think I was probably still in college, is my guess. And so, for anybody who doesn't know, Gibson Lens likes to play the did I like, or did Gibson Lens like the movie or not like the movie? And I made an informal guess after we briefly discussed the movie. And so I know the outcome of whether Gibson Lens will like Snakes on a Plane or not. But I won't give it away. I won't give it away. So, but I'll just let you know that I was correct in my guess. Other related things. So as far as like Snakes on a Plane, I think I might have known this a long time ago, but I probably forgot all about it. But while looking it up after the movie, so the movie Snakes on a Plane, a little bit before like the movie came out, they did some marketing and they gave a bunch of people like a multiple choice quiz question, and they asked, okay, which one is the movie? Which one is the real movie title? And the one that was the real movie title was Snakes on a Plane. So it was before they like they publicized it. And the other movies were just like no name movies or no name movies. So and nobody guessed Snakes on a Plane. And then Samuel L. Jackson saw the name of the movie, read the script. He was like, "I'm on board." He wanted to be a part of the movie. And during like production, apparently he heard a rumor that they were thinking about changing the movie to some really no-name, boring title like Pacific Flight, 112 or something. And he was like, "No, we are going to keep the name of this movie Snakes on a Plane, or else I'm leaving." And so, without Samuel L. Jackson, we would not have Snakes on a Plane. We'd probably have some other movie. And the thing is, they tried to get it to be like a PG-13 like rating or something lower than an R, but Samuel L. Jackson was like, "No, we have to keep it Snakes on a Plane and keep it rated R because then they could do all sorts of they could swear, they could do ridiculous over the top things." And I'm just like, "All right. Thank you, Samuel L. Jackson, for Snakes on a Plane." Um, so I did. So for anybody who didn't know, I signed up for Letterbox last week, Letterboxed, and so I did update that movie on my Letterboxed, but I don't want to share any more about the movie because Gibson Len's going to talk about it on his stream tomorrow. but I figured I could share the stuff about like after about what we wouldn't have it without Samuel L. Jackson, basically. So yeah, all right. Well, there's a 90-second ad break. The queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Um, let's see. My kid had her birthday party with her friends yesterday, and that was fun. So it was not a very big party because she had a small invite list. She didn't want a lot of people coming over, and then I think it worked out really well because all the friends that did come over had a great time, and she had a good time. For her birthday, she didn't want people to like sing to her, and I was like, okay, so no happy birthday song, I guess. And then she was like, yeah, I don't want to blow candles out either, and I was like, what? Okay. So all the things that make a birthday party, she's like, no, I don't want to have the birthday party. Like she just wants to play with friends, and I'm like, oh, okay. So what it just sounds like is she just wants to play with friends more often, I guess. Um, I see Kyo has requested Traveling Man. All right. Let's go ahead and get ready for the Traveling Man. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. Okay, ad break is finishing. People should be coming back, or people should already be back by now. Okay. Here we go. There once was a man amongst a bunch of other men, and he wanted to travel to the other side of the planet. And here we have two sets of men, and their teams are almost identical. So if we take a look, here's one team, the and here's another team, but they each have a king of clubs, a king of diamonds, a king of spades, and a king of hearts. But one of these men would like to travel to the other side of the world to see what it's like and work with the other team. So, Keo, if you are there, go ahead and select a suit. So you can select clubs, diamonds, spades, or hearts, up to you. Let me know which one it is, and that will be the king that travels to the other side. Um, and so this could represent them doing remote work, or this could, oh, okay, I see. I see that there is a heat map on this diamond, so I assume diamond. All right, excellent. So diamond, diamond. So here we go. Just remember that it is the third one from the top when we flip it face down. Okay, so third one from the top. Same thing over here. We'll do this as fairly as possible. Yep, says Keo. All right, king of diamonds it is. All right. So here we go. Over here we have the blue pile, and over here we have the red pile. And now that king wants to travel. And we all know that traveling via airplane sucks, but it's all we have, unless you wanted to use a future technology. But here we go. He's going to fly through the air and swap places with the other one. Because now, remember, third one from the top. 1, 2, 3. And if we take a look at this one, I don't know if you can tell, but that is the king of diamonds. Now over here, remember, third from the top. 1, 2, 3. And if you remember, swap places with the king of diamonds. Now let's go ahead and put them back. Let's say their visit is over. It's all done, done and over with. And of course, we now have the teams back to the original configuration as before. Same thing over here, all red. But now, the King of Diamonds liked traveling so much that he decides to go ahead and jump back, swap teams again. because now, if I show you here on this team, there is a visitor, and this visitor, this blue-backed visitor, is indeed the King of Diamonds. And here's everybody else. And over here, the visitor is red, and the visitor is indeed the King of Diamonds. And here's everybody else. And that is the story of the traveling man, the King of Diamonds. All right. This is probably good that I'm getting a little bit of practice in because I might have a gig on Wednesday night. I'm not entirely sure yet if I will. It kind of depends on if they officially book and pay me. Obviously, if they book and pay me, I will have it, but they have not yet done that, so we shall see how that goes. I do have a gig on Saturday, though. That one is already booked, and actually, I knew about that like for over a month. So we will have some uh, gig updates next Magic stream, probably. But the one that's booked, the Saturday one, that will be for one of the um, aforementioned bachelorette parties. So should be fun. It will be my first time performing at a bachelorette party, and I will refrain from making any dirty jokes. God forbid that anybody would be watching or listening in that has hired me. I mean, I guess it's more likely that they would after the gig because I do advertise myself usually. I just realized I forgot to eat that heat map. Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone when I changed the scene. All right, I'm gonna have to. Let me see here. Gonna have to give myself a heat map. There we go. Oh wow, that's very close. So when for anybody who doesn't use OBS, so in order to interact with like the thing, it doesn't show the image. So I just kind of had to guess where my face was, and so here I got it like right there. So delicious. Okay. All right, excellent. So the next up is a trick requested by Charlie's Beats, and it is Color Monty. So I did this on a whim after talking with some people at the last birthday gig that I did, and I was like, there's this, and I was trying to find the trick. I was trying to find the trick red herring to do for them, but I couldn't find it. But the story that I had laid out for them, and I'm like, crap, what can I do that's kind of like red herring? And I was like, color Monty, and I was like, okay, I found this one, and so this was like when I was trying to look for those cards that I couldn't find for a little bit, and so and to me this was like one of the first tricks that I learned, and like so I've been doing this trick probably more often than most other tricks, and I think the trick lost its luster to me. But when I did it for that crowd, I forgot how strong it can hit, and I was like, oh, okay, so now my belief in this particular trick has been reinvigorated because I was like, oh, oh, it still hits really hard. Like, okay, still good. All right, here we go. So, Color Monty. I just dropped the cards. Hopefully, everything is still in its right place because here we have a blue diamond, another blue diamond, and I want you to follow the money card, which in this case is the red diamond. Okay, and so now try and follow the money card. Where is the red diamond? And a lot of people would have just seen me place it on the bottom. So they would say, oh, it's got to be on the bottom. And I'd be like, no, no, no. See, there's a blue diamond down there. And now they say, oh, wait a second. If there's a blue diamond down there, maybe you never actually moved the red one in the first place and it's still on the top. And to that I would say, here, let me show you the top one. That's actually a blue diamond as well. And so they're like, wait, wait, wait. If there's a blue diamond on the bottom and a blue diamond on the top, the red diamond must be in the middle. And to that I'd say, no, 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 no. That's actually incorrect because look, there's a blue diamond here in the middle. And now they're like, wait, wait, you've got to be cheating. I saw 3 blue diamonds and there's no red diamonds at all. And I would be like, no, no, no. There's a red diamond. You can win. See? There's, here's the red diamond here in the bottom. And they're like, oh, wait, so then there must be a blue diamond on the top because that's actually what the last time they saw it was. And to that, I would say, normally they would probably be correct. However, if I go ahead and I show you the top card right now, that's actually a red diamond as well. And then, of course, they're like, wait, wait, wait. If there's a red diamond on the bottom and the top, there must be a blue diamond in the middle. And I'd say, no, that's incorrect because there is a red diamond here in the middle. And now I make them a bet, and I bet them, all right, I bet you I bet you some money that you can't tell me what this last card is. They're like, no, 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 you must be cheating. You're using more than 3 cards. I'm like, no, 1, 2, 3, just 3 cards. But tell you what, double or nothing. So you tell me what this third card is, and I'll give you a couple of hints. Here's the first hint. This one's a blue diamond. Here's the second hint. This one's a red diamond. And of course, the question is, what's this? Now, those of you who, I think a bunch of you in chat have already seen this before, but let me tell you that some of my favorite responses, and some that you always hear, it's like, oh, that's got to be a blue diamond, right? Because they accept the premise that the beginning of the trick was always what this was always about. And the next most popular guess is a red diamond because they're like, oh, you're certainly trolling us. That's got to be the other color, the one that we didn't expect. And then some people get really snarky because they're like, it's red and blue. And then those people who would also do red and blue, they're like, oh, it's a purple diamond. So I have yet to hear somebody say something like, oh, it's like it's like a hope diamond or something, which by the way would be a great ending for this. um, but no, no. So most people do guess like something fairly reasonable, and then everybody else guesses like a playing card. So some people guess a playing card, and that's probably the closest thing to being correct as you can get if you didn't know that this card is where the money is. This is certainly the money card. Durkee Blaine, thank you so much for the what the hell? I don't normally talk about this trick that much, but I was just like, I'm in the mood to talk about that trick, I guess. That's that's where I was. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, thank you so much for that request. And this is actually one of the tricks that. So there's like a couple of tricks that I do that I don't need. Um, I don't need the cheating gloves. So this one and the ambitious card routine are like my primary two that I'm like, I definitely don't need any cheating gloves. And coin matrix, I don't need cheating gloves for coin matrix either. But thank you for that request, Charlie's Beats. There is another version of the 3 card Monty that I don't do. I learned how to do it, and I'm like, I don't like it. So, and if anybody has ever seen, it's like the classic 3 card Monty where they put 3 cards and they face them down, um, and then they'll do like a couple of phases where they trick you into believing like where a card is, and after you guess they can swap the position or whatever. But the last one is they will deliberately put a bend in the ear of the money card, and that it's super fooling, but I'm like, I don't want to bend the ears of my cards. which I suppose I could probably do now because I have a ton of disposable cards. But Dirky Blaine has requested Triumph. Thank you for that request, Dirky Blaine. So let's go ahead and get ready for that. I suppose there isn't much of a get ready, but let me just check something really quick. Okay, alright, awesome. Sorry, I just wanted to see on my queue. Because I don't remember if I did this that often. I did do it 3 weeks ago, okay. Because normally I feel like if it was recent, it would have been like last week, but I actually haven't done it for a little while, but that's okay. It never gets old. So I forgot. Oh no, no, sorry. It was So I think I rated into Guy Tar's guitar stream. I think Gibson Lens rated in over there, and Guy Tar said he had watched and he saw that how he saw me do a trick where a card was inverted, and I told him it was this one. And I think he said that he knew how to do one where he could invert the card, but it was, I'm guessing that he knows how to do like the inverted card trick, or at least a version of it. An ad break is starting soon. All right, I won't start this trick until after the ad break. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I'll invert your card. Welcome in, JB Strange. How's it going? Good to see you. JB Strange, how are you? Guys, you're not following our friend JB Strange. Please give JB Strange a follow. How you been, man? I've been pretty good for the most part. Can't complain. Life's good, aside from the lack of full-time employment, but I'm making do, managing. I was actually talking to Stream last week. I was thinking maybe I should just try full-time streaming and see how that goes. um, I haven't committed to it yet, but that's kind of like what I'm thinking about or at the moment. I am doing magic gigs too, so I am getting magic gigs. I was talking about earlier. I have one coming up next weekend, so we're gonna do one next weekend. I might have one during the middle of the week. They haven't paid yet, but they want to book me. So, all right, ad break is starting, and then for those of you who are still here, you get to hear my lovely sultry voice. Oh wait, should I make it sound? You get to hear my lovely sultry voice. Ha 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 ha. Very nice. Blah 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 blah. So, so those of you who didn't get ads, you get to experience that. JB Strange said, "Oh yeah, hold on. I'll wait until after the ad break because I don't know if JB Strange has turbo." But actually, oh yeah, You guys can watch me shuffling before I do the trick. So I won't start the trick yet, but you guys can watch shuffling. Here you go. I just realized that was a very terrible shuffle. There's some people I talk to, and they're just like, "Wow, we could just watch you shuffle," and I'm like, You could. I don't feel like my shuffling is exceptional or anything, but could be cool. And then I do stuff like this, and they're like, oh, "Do that again," and I'm like, "Okay, this is not like one of the tricks that there's no magic here. This is not magic. This is just ads over. All right, excellent." So yeah, I was just fiddling around with cards on the table. Welcome back. I think people are coming back from ads. So let's see. JB Strange says, "Nice. Hope they put some ducats in the bucket for you." Awesome. Thanks, JB Strange. Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And then let's see here. All right, cool. So now that everybody's coming back from ads, we have a request in the queue from Dirky Blaine. So let's go ahead and perform Triumph. Now, we have a deck. I don't know if I know that Dirky Blaine, are you working? So you might not be in a situation where you want to select a card or you can select a card. But if you are, feel free to, you can click, oh yeah, you're probably on mobile. You can tell me a number, or you can just say pick a card. I'll just pull it out. Or if somebody wants to pick one on behalf for Durkee Blaine, if you're on a desktop, you can click directly on the screen. Should put a heat map somewhere. 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. So this is Durkee Blaine's card. It's okay. I can see it. That's fine. And so the card is the 5 of clubs. You know what the 5 of clubs is? The 5 of clubs means that it is a nice round number. 5 of clubs. And clubs means you're either joining an elite club, part of an organization, a community, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the 5 of clubs here into the middle of the deck. And what we will do is we are now going to shuffle the deck, and we're even going to mix it even further. Now, importantly, what we are going to do here is we are now going to mess up the entire deck, and we're going to shuffle face up into face down cards. So here we go, face up into face down cards. So here we go, 1, 2, and then we're going to push these in together just like this. So just to show you how messed up these are, so we have a bunch of face up, face down, face up, face down. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We have a back to a front. We have a front to a back. We have a back to a back. Yeah, and so this is really messed up. But let's just go ahead and use my hand. I'm not actually going to touch the deck right now, but see how my shadow is over the deck? So my hand is going to be doing shadow work. And we're going to go ahead and fix that deck right now. There we go. I don't know if you can tell, but every single card is now facing in the same direction. Every single card except one. And what was that card? It is our 5 of clubs. Oh, wait, hold on. I should do this. I should do it this way so you guys can see like a smile. Uh, here's some eyes. There you go. Ta-da! There you go. JB Strange says, I did not see that coming! Thank you for the fanfare, Durkee Blaine. I know that deep down inside, Durkee Blaine has seen this many times, and I think also knows how to do it because Durkee Blaine is also a magician. I bet you the FF7 fanfare was actually for the smiley. That's actually why the fanfare was played. That's my guess. That's my guess. But anyway, thank you kindly for the fanfare. Anyway, regardless of whether I was correct on the reasoning or not. But JB Strange says, I did not see that coming. That's also funny because I'm pretty sure JB Strange is probably familiar with a classic of card magic because JB Strange is also a magician. So, but anyway, so yeah, there we go. That is a triumph. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. JB Strange says, haha, I do mine a little different, but I like yours. Awesome, thanks. I think mine is closest to uh, Daryl's handling. It's like a probably a Di Vernon Daryl version handling. Um, I don't recall exactly, but did you do it when we were at MagiFest? I think I saw you perform it, not for me, but maybe for somebody else at the table. Um, do you slop shuffle? Because I do like Daryl's display, and I think and you guys probably. So for anybody who's in the know, who's inside baseball, my Daryl's display was actually kind of rough. I may have. Okay, all right. I don't recall exactly, but Yeah, there's multiple versions of ways to handle this. So I don't mind talking about super technical stuff because I don't want to like reveal things on stream. I guess except for snap change because I've messed that up on stream like 50 bajillion times. But um, like I don't mind telling people that my favorite sleight is the Elmsley count. And then for anybody who really wants to know, they can go and do the research. But I don't want to like expose it like directly, on stream. Um, JV Strange says, I don't quite have the slop shovel, but I have a different way of messing up the okay to get back. I see. Okay, cool. And then Turkey Blaine says, I'm learning a dribble to show back to the same direction, but the card pops out. Oh, I've seen. I think I know what you're talking about, or at least I've seen something like what you're talking about, Turkey Blaine. And then Roadrunner Cull version. Oh, dude, I can't. So my cull not so good. So most of the stuff that I do, I try and avoid culling, and there's only like two tricks that I think I have done that required culling, and they're not on the trick list, so I don't have to cull very often. So um, it's a bitch. Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that, Turkey Blaine. Like I only just got kind of comfortable starting to get to the point where I can like just like spring cards. It, it'll get it 5 years. Yeah. So like when I was just starting out handling cards, like I would just do this with cards, and that looks nice and all. But then you learn the springing where you're pushing the cards in like that. It's still not like perfectly elegant for me here, but like there you go. MB Goldberg says you should learn the call. I'm not like welcome in. By the way, welcome in MB Goldberg, and thank you. I should learn the call. I mean, I understand conceptually how it works. I just don't have the muscle memory and I don't practice it basically. So, but like I don't know. Let's say where. Okay, so let's say Jack of Diamonds, right? So here, Jack of Diamonds, and for anybody who doesn't know, hello, hello, says MB Gold. Welcome in. I just Turkey Blade says I just hate myself. That's why it's a Turkey Blade. Yeah. Also, for anybody who else doesn't know, MB Goldberg is also a magician. So, but anyway, yeah. So here, oh no, that's not the. Oh, but it is Chan the Magic Man. So Chan the Magic Man can change into our called card, the Jack of Diamonds. Lol. I mean, look, I don't know if anybody can typically qualify whether they hate themselves or not, but look, if Durkee Blaine is practicing Blockhead and attaching a drone and breaking a tooth from practicing Blockhead, I mean, I don't know what else justifies and exemplifies that Durkee Blaine's I just hate myself, that's why. That's justification. Which I'm sorry, by the way, Durkee Blaine, to kind of have a chuckle on. I mean, you told me the story, so I assume that it's fair game for me to discuss. No, no broken tooth on gas station wrap. Oh, okay, that is different. It was chicken. Was it like a bone? Because I don't know how else you would. Ah, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like I have to come up with a chicken trick right now. Gristle whole wrap was. Oh, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. Um. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have here we have a chicken wing. So the chicken wing weighs in at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 ounces. So it's a big chicken wing. But you know what? That's raw. So after you're done patting it down, you remove some moisture, and now it comes in at a 1, 2, 3, 4 ounces. But then you put it into whether you deep fry them, bake them, air fry them, whatever, they will lose some more moisture because that's kind of like what the cooking process does. And so now your chicken wing is 1, 2, 3 ounces, and that's how they all come out once you get your chicken wing. It's like this skinny thing, and it has a bone in it, and so even if you try and bite it, uh, 1, 2. But actually, you really think that once you're almost done with it, you can actually eat the entire thing. But no, you can't eat the bone. And so here is the last piece of bone that you can't eat. And so that that was a purely improvised trick about a chicken wing, I guess. Because we're talking about chicken. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. That was probably sorry, Durkee Blaine, if that was too soon, too soon, too close. Thank you, Kylie, for the claps at your room. So yeah, I hadn't had chicken wings for like probably a few years up until last week because I made chicken wings for me and my buddy who was moving that I was helping move, and I made chicken wings at home because chicken wings at the restaurant super expensive, but buying chicken wings like raw, it's surprisingly more affordable, and I can flavor them however I want. So I will admit though, doing a dry rub is probably way more annoying than doing like a wet sauce. So I think what did we use? We used so it was a hot sauce that was mild. So it wasn't like Frank's hot sauce, but Frank's hot sauce makes like a slightly milder hot sauce. It was like a honey. I think it was like a honey hot sauce. I think. But why did I use that? Because I got it for free from somebody. So I was like, okay, well, if I don't use it now, I don't know when. But yeah, the wings were good. I would say maybe I should make wings on stream sometime. I will have to dedicate a day because honestly, it'll take a while in the air fryer. But I think it's within a manageable stream, I guess, length, I guess. All right, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Um, let's see here. Oh, the thing that I wanted to try that's kind of new. You know what? I'm gonna stake my claim. I'm gonna put a magician's choice in here so that I can do it. All right. So I kind of got a request from a client. This is not for one coming up anytime soon. I have until October to learn a trick surrounding this thing, but I am going to attempt to learn a trick for this thing. And so here we go. And the oh god, I'm dropping it already. Okay. And so here is the let me show you the here is the thing. It is a sponge ball. And so here is the sponge ball. And of course, the sponge ball is uh, just one thing. And in order to do some magic, I might need a second one. And so let me just go ahead and just cut this sponge ball in half with my finger. And you can kind of see that it's starting to split into two. But you won't believe it until it actually splits into two. So now I have two sponge balls, and I can do something with the two sponge balls. Now, I don't have a routine for this. I literally just watched like a couple routines with sponge balls last night, and so I'm like, oh, okay, what can I do with sponge balls? And they showed this with this practice thing where it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, and I just made both sponge balls jump over there. There's an ad break starting soon. Okay, all right. So here's what we're going to do. So I will stick one sponge ball over here. I will take this sponge ball and place it down into my quote-unquote pocket. And now we are going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3. And so now, um, now even if I take this one and place this one into my pocket and leave this one right here, right? And so now 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, hopefully that looked okay, but I'm just starting out in my sponge ball magic. So hopefully that looked alright, but um, just some very basic handling and things. I did legitimately drop one on the floor though, so let me grab that. It's an ad break anyway, so those of you who can hear me can still hear me. I was thinking about doing some like funny stuff, like with the sponge balls. So like perhaps I could like shove a sponge ball up my nose and just be like, okay, ready? Oh god, okay. Then I can cough it out. It's like silly stuff like that. Hey, I got to start somewhere, okay? I'm not gonna have like develop routines when I just start picking up sponge balls for the first time, okay? Be patient, be patient. Okay. All right. And then another thing is oh, oh yeah, ad break is going. Let me grab something else. This is another thing that I wanted to do before the end of stream. So, but I will we'll do. Oh yeah, I just did the magician's choice. There we go. Oh yeah, let me just double check and see what the boss tricks were. Actually, I forgot. Was maximum penetration a boss trick? No. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. All right. The ad break is finishing up now. So, all right. I think I had alluded to going to the thrift shop earlier today. I went to a Goodwill and I was looking for movies. But not only do I look for movies when I'm there, I look for magic products or decks of cards. And so I'm like, all right. I look around. I did find like a kid's magic set. Did not purchase that because I was like, this does not look like it would be worth it. Because I think they were charging like $4 and something. And I'm like, what are the components? And there's like 3 cups, a deck of cards, a magic wand, a piece of like string, like a rope. I think it was like a shoelace or something. Um, and the book was it was probably made for kids that are aged like 6 and 7, is my guess. Did not get that. But I did find a bag. It was a clear plastic bag with some things in it, and I found some bicycle decks, and they were quote unquote used, but actually this one was open and this one was not. I think I got them basically for like 70 cents. And so I'm like, all right, used deck's probably worth 70 cents. I go through cards like crazy, so that's fine. I think if I can get like a new deck for less than $1.50, it's probably a good deal. So, but anyway, let's start with going through these decks because this one was opened, this one is not. So I'm going to assume. Let me just really double check here, and it's not like just ripped and retaped in a weird way, but okay, so I guess we will find out about this one first because this one seems more straightforward. Unfortunately, I don't have my blade down here with me, so I'm just gonna have to rip this the old-fashioned way. But I was like, I figured it'd be a fun thing to do on stream just to the thing is, it doesn't take a lot to make me really happy from a thrift shop. It's like, oh, good, find decks of cards. All right, we're good. I had a good day. Okay. All right. Okay, and I was able to rip it in a very similar fashion to how I would cut it. All right. Oh yeah, advertisement cards. I can tell just from the edges that this is brand new and pristine. So here we go. And this is a new deck order. So you go from ace to king on spades, ace to king of diamonds, then king to ace on clubs, and then king to ace on hearts. There you go. Yeah, okay, so this one, definitely worth it. Brand new deck. Andres, welcome in. How's it going? And Andres has redeemed tarot cards. Will Andres appear on today's stream? Oh, that's a great question. All right, and I see you redeemed tarot cards. Let's go ahead and okay, let me go through this first, and then we'll do tarot cards for answering your question. When you say appear, do you mean visually see on camera? Are you saying you want to be a guest on stream, Andres? Or if you will just appear in chat? Because I think we already have that answer. But, C Films, welcome in. How's it going? Good to see you. Guys are not following our friend C Films. Please give C Films a follow. Andres is like, haha. Okay, so I just have to see if this is a full deck to see if this was worth. I mean, actually, these cards seem mostly fine. So even if it's not a full deck, it's probably still worth it just to have like more cards. I mean, look, as a card magician, you go through them like I don't even want to say like candy because I don't even eat that much candy, but I go through so many cards. I actually had somebody at a gig ask because I was giving out cards basically after everybody signed them, or at the end of the night, and it's like, how many decks of cards do you go through? And I'm like, a lot. so, so when you get cards on the cheap, disappear in chat. What, Andres? Come on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Uh-oh, I'm missing a spade, it looks like. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. No hearts missing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. No clubs missing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Oh, so I'm missing a spade. Let's see, ace 2, 3. Is it the 4? I'm missing a 4. So, there we go. Alright, missing a 4 of spades. That's alright, that's not bad. Okay. So, that was these. Oh, and actually, I've been collecting advertisement cards. I figured that there's some trick I can do someday. I don't know what, but okay. All right. So for today, I don't know if I've ever pulled this one out. So this is a tarot deck that is closest to like the size of like a regular deck. It's not quite perfectly the same. It's a little bit narrower, but otherwise it's pretty much the size of a regular deck. And I don't know if I've shown this on stream, but let's attempt to answer Andres' question about whether Andres will be appear on today's stream. He continued to be in chat. So for anybody who has not seen this deck or decks like this before, we have the major arcana, which are these. So you might see like death, the fool, the magician, the world, the devil, the sun, the moon, and so on. And then you might see other cards, and this is like the two of, I think, pentacles. This is like the page of wands, the knight of cups, um, the three of staffs, I think, is that swords, staffs, something like that. Oh, wands. Those are wands. Okay. Shufferstern, welcome in. How's it going, Shufferstern? Good to see you. Good morning. So, let's do it this way. Andres, are you on desktop where you can click directly on the screen? Let's go ahead and have you select one of those. Click, okay. And let's go ahead and have you select one of these. And I will use the combination of the two cards to answer your question. So this is the Major Arcana card. All right. Now go ahead and click on. I'm not sure if I should move this closer, maybe. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's just say it was this one. Okay. There we go. All right. And so, based on these cards, we will find out if Andres will appear on today's stream. And we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is someone who invites you over for a drink. Perhaps it is tea. Perhaps it is wine. I don't know. It depends on how you view the Queen of Cups. And of course, the major arcana revealed is the Tower. And so in this case, I'm going to interpret this as the Queen of Cups inviting over for a very tall drink. And therefore, based on that interpretation, I will guess that the answer, delicious, to Andres' question of will Andres appear on today's stream, the answer is yes, because if somebody invites you over for a drink and they pour you a tall one, you usually stay for a while and you don't leave right away. And that is my guess. So, Andres, am I correct? And actually, I just realized we should. I just I just hid those cards away, but I should probably do a trick with them now that you've selected them and you redeemed. Let's go. Okay. Andres invites me to hydrate. Guys, if you've been sitting around for a while and you're not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. I'm having my marshmallow tea. I told the story about why I'm having marshmallow tea today. But here we go. So here's the tower, and now I have to go find the Queen of Cups again. Queen. Oh no, did I put it in the middle? I put it in the middle. So it should be around here. Queen of Cups, okay. Alright. So the Queen of Cups and the Tower. I see Charlie's Visa has also requested another trick as well. So before we do that, let's go ahead and use these. So the Queen of Cups and the Tower want to be able to find the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. But when they try to grab something, they grab something that is not the Wheel of Fortune. Because the Wheel of Fortune is here, so they can't possibly have it. But they think they've got it, so they go ahead and they run off down into the deck. So we're going to go ahead and cut them into the deck, just like that. But now, of course, what you may not know is that the Wheel of Fortune can travel through time, and so you can see that there's neither one of them there. There's neither one of them at the bottom. The bottom is the Knight of Cups. And so we're going to go ahead and place the Wheel of Fortune here on the bottom. All right, there we go. But now, let's go ahead and give the cards the opportunity to get the Wheel of Fortune. And one of my friends and I used to do this really silly thing where when we would say Wheel of Fortune because, or, spin the wheel, we would actually pretend to spin a wheel and we would go, and so that was the sound of spinning the wheel to us. So the question is, are we lucky? Did we find the Wheel of Fortune? And here at the tea party that Andres was invited to with the Queen of Cups and the Tower, or in this case, the tall drink, did they find the Wheel of Fortune? Yes, they did find the Wheel of Fortune. And that, my friends, is a trick with this tarot deck of cards, which, by the way, is so much easier because it fits my hands. And actually, wait, Charlie's Beats' request, we could also do with this. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Andres Schafferstern. So actually, let's do that. Let's grab a couple of cards that you will not mix up with the Queen of Cups and Wheel of Fortune. Here's one. It's the Four of Wands, and it's yellow, so you won't mix that up. And here's the Three of Wands. It's also mostly yellow, so you wouldn't mix these up with these, right? And so here's what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and put the Queen of Cups over here, and we will place the Tower. Oh wait, this is Wheel of Fortune, not the Tower. Hold on, we have to reset because I meant to grab the Tower and I did. So we need to use the Queen of Cups and the Tower, not Wheel of Fortune. Okay, all right. Where were we? Okay. Once again, so the Queen of Cups invites you over for a drink, and she pours you a tall one, and you know what? No magic is happening, and so you think that perhaps you thought that there should be some magic happening, but when you go and look at your drink is still over here with the Queen of Cups, and the magic wands are just over here off to the side. However, now let's go ahead and show you that the Queen of Cups has just realized, wait, I need to fill your cup some more, the Tower in this case. And so she goes off with your cup over here to refill it. And now if we take a look, there are magic wands over here because the Queen of Cups has gone over here to fill your cup. And that is the next request done with tarot cards. Thank you for that request, Charlie's Beats. Thank you for the redeem for the tarot cards, Andres. An ad break is starting soon. Okay, I won't start the next trick until after the ad break is done. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats, Andres Schafferstern, and thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause. Let's see here. Let's make sure I put these back in the right. So the Tower goes here, the Queen of Cups goes here, the Wands go here. Okay, all right. There we go. That's the thing about a tarot deck. Like, I have these quote-unquote 2 decks that are in a tarot deck that I don't want to mix up at the moment until I learn how to do tarot readings, if I decide to go there. But I think what I'm doing right now, it's with the tarot deck and with Andres requesting each week. It's kind of like a mini tarot reading, right? C Films asks, how do you do a trick without a 4 in a deck of cards? Is that a riddle, C Films? Seems like there's maybe a dad joke in there somewhere. I'm not sure, C. Oh, actually, the ad break has begun. We'll have to come back to it after the ad break is over. Ads. Oh, yep. Yep. I'll pick it back up after the ad break. Okay. In the interim, I will also get ready for the next trick as well. But let's see here. There we go. Oh, one of you. One of you. Oh, I see. I will answer the question. I understand now. I understand now. Yep. Okay. All right. And then let me see. I'm gonna grab this for this as well. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks. This past week has been a lot less crazy. It's been very manageable. It's been very, what I would say, almost leisurely. So I guess the biggest thing that I did was my kid's birthday party for her friends. All right, I think people are coming back from the ad break now. So all right, let's get back to Seafilm's question. How do you do a trick without so I guess the way you phrased it, but yeah, so that deck I can still use for most tricks. If there was a trick that required 4 4s, I guess I won't be able to do it. But if it was a trick that required like using a 4, I could just use any of the other ones. Um, so there's very few. Like I can only think of like one trick where I think I need all 4 4s, which is countdown packet, and everything else I think you could work around it. Like if a trick normally uses 4s, you can switch it out for something else. That's not a big deal. Um, but yeah, like the fact that I got the cards for cheap and they're in decent condition, it's fine. I'll be able to use them. Okay, so let's see here. Next up is Shuffer Stern's request for Twisting Picasso's Arm. This is an original of mine, and let's go ahead and I tried to name it a different thing. I tried to name it Picasso's paintings for a while, and honestly, the name didn't stick in my head. This one, the name did stick in my head, so I'm like, all right, it's Twisting Picasso's Arm from now on. Okay, so here I don't just have a bunch of cards, but I want this to be like my art canvas. And so the art canvas starts off, and they're all black spots on them. And if you take a look at the other side, they're a dull blue. And you know what? I want to paint something on them. So let me go ahead and get my palette of paint, which is this. I'm just going to use my fingers as my paintbrush, and I'm going to get some of the red paint from from the palette. And I'm going to go ahead and paint one of these cards red. And I don't know if you can tell, but look, one of the cards has just turned red. Now, I want to paint some more, and so let's go ahead and grab some more paint, and I will go ahead and paint more. And so now you can see that there's two red cards in there. Now let's go ahead and grab some more red paint and get more paint on the canvas. And so we have 1, 2, 3 red cards. And I just want you to see that at this very moment there is indeed a blue card remaining. However, let me go ahead and just grab some more paint like this and just wipe it down. And so now every single card is red backed. Not only that, I don't know if you know, but if I was to spread out all of these cards, you'll see that not only are the backs all red from the red paint, but during the meantime, there's no black spots either because we painted over all of those with red portraits. And that is Twisting Picasso's Arm. Thank you kindly for the applause, Schaffer's turn, and thank you for that request. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And so also to kind of go back to what C Films is asking, so a lot of my tricks I have little packets with the cards already. So this is Twisting Picasso's Arm / Picasso's paintings, or painting I guess, but it really should be Picasso's paintings because there's more than one painting. But yeah, I can just like split up the deck and just put them into little packets so that I have them ready for a stream or for whatever. It was a huge hit bringing the box to to a Magic convention and being like, hey, you want to see something? Here, pick one of these, and I could just perform anything from the trick list, i.e., from the box. So it was really fun. But yeah, I also give cards away all the time. So like today, not no, yesterday, somebody signed a five of diamonds from a deck, and it was from a quote unquote relatively brand new deck. It wasn't like brand new. It was actually like it was a full deck, but it had been like conglomerated by a bunch of different decks over time because now that I have a bunch of decks, I'll just sometimes replenish a working deck, and I'm like, oh, these cards are still good. So I'll take a card from like my partial decks and I put it into that, and now I have a full deck again to just work with and stuff. But of course, as I said, there's some cards that are way more popular than other cards, so you will run out of things like Ace of Spades, Queen of Hearts. Um, the sevens tend to be pretty popular, so. FYI, if you ever want to do a magician a favor and they ask you to sign a card, if you could just sign like a number club that's not seven, that would be perfect. So, uh, jokers, are they popular? CFOs ask. I would say yes, but a lot of magicians tend not to use them. I will use them for certain tricks. I actually have a stash of jokers back here. If you guys want to see, so for me, I will use jokers often, and I will keep them in the decks. But when I sometimes have a deck when either they don't fit or whatnot, I throw them in this box. And so now, if I ever want to do a trick with jokers or like a bunch of identical cards, I will have them. And so here they are. Kagome Shuko, welcome in. How's it going? Oh, hey Nam, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be AFK here for a bit. Okay. Well, thank you for looking for a bit, and yeah, no problem if you need to be right back. Totally understand. But yeah, let me show you. Let me show this to you. So here's a box of just jokers. So here are jokers with a guarantee on it that are from a normal size deck. Here's a joker that is not the colored joker. These are blue backed. Here's colored jokers, blue backed from normal size. And then these are red, probably red backed. Yep, red back, red back, red back. And now these are jokers from the jumbo decks. So I got a bunch of these for free. And so I have a bunch of good conditioned jokers from the jumbo decks. Uh, and so now I have a ton of jokers. And so you see, like, these are all from the jumbo deck. But yeah, so now if I need to do a trick with identical cards, here we go. Ta-da! Sorry if this bursts like the bubble of like magicians just creating cards out of nothing, but cards cost money too. So actually, let me show you. By the way, guys, the queue is empty. If anybody wants to request anything, feel free. What card is the least popular to people? I would say Sea Films. Sea Films. The least popular cards are probably the six of clubs, the eight of clubs, the nine of clubs. I think tens tend to be pretty popular. Maybe five of clubs too. And then two, three, four. Yeah, okay. So I would say these are probably the least popular cards. They're all the clubs because nobody picks them. um, all right, let me show you something else. There's a box right next to it, which is slightly smaller, but you see these? So I got these from that brand new deck that I just opened. These are like advertisement insert cards, and if I ever need to do some practice with some stuff where I'll destroy a card and I don't want to destroy a real card yet, I can use these. But there's actually a school of card magicians that will use these for tricks, and so I'm just collecting them until I'm ready to start doing them. But here we go. So here's like some advertisement cards. Here's some other advertisement cards. Here's another advertisement card. Here's a thank you advertisement card. And then so I'm actually going to file these away right now so you guys can see how ridiculous this is. Okay, so this one yeah, is going to go in this section right here. And then this one, I think will go in this section back here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and some of these are also like, they have slightly different backs too. So like these are advertising social media, Facebook, what used to be Twitter, I guess, and then YouTube. But, so yeah. So you can do some kind of probably funny, interesting things with those. A club can be a night place. A club is a type of sandwich. Yes, a club sandwich, right? Um, Schaffer Stern has the mind blown. Is your mind blown by all the jokers that I have, or the fact that I collect advertisement cards? We've got some other ones too. So like when you buy some of these premium decks of cards, so like this one came from the Star Wars deck. This one came from like the Avengers deck. This one came from the Spider-Man deck. Let's see here. This one came from one of the premium Dragon decks, I think. What is this? That's a Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Okay. So yeah, you get some interesting things like over the time. Both, says Shopper's turn. All right. So I don't know if anybody. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, by the way, queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any tricks, um, I was going through my bag of new things that, well, new to me, but things that I got at the thrift store. So we saw the two decks that I just opened up earlier. Just these are normal decks, nothing crazy about them. But I swear that this bag that came with some other stuff, it was a magician's bag. So let's see what is in here. This I did open it earlier, but this was a nondescript box on this side. But if you turn it over, it has a card. Like, I don't know if this was on the box or if they taped it or somehow adhered it to the box, but it says French's, which, if anybody doesn't know, in the United States, there's this popular brand of mustard called French's, and I think that's their logo. And so um, here we have French's, a deck of cards. Now, these cards are not in great condition. They're kind of like the cheap paper feel. Not in great condition. You can almost see like this one has a crease in it. But I was like, all right, well, it came with the rest of the bag. So now I get to see if this is complete. So, and here's what I do when I check to see if a deck is complete, which I do a lot. So, because even if I'm using the deck, sometimes I forget. I'm like, is this a whole deck or not? And now I have a like a little system for myself. It's like, oh, here's how I signal to myself this is a complete deck. But okay, this is weird. So if you look at these face cards, the eyes are a little bit bigger than most face cards, and all of them have that. Like it looks a little creepy to me. I just noticed that. That's so weird. But yeah, so I do this, and then let's see if we have a complete deck or not. Oh, here's a Joker. Is there only one Joker? Because if there is, that other card that's not taped to the box or whatever, or glued to the box, is probably a Joker then. Wait, some of these are kind of in order, but not really. Oh no, here's another Joker. Um, do you have any tricks with dominoes? Oh, C-films, that's interesting. No, I don't have any tricks with dominoes, but do I have dominoes behind me? uh, I have some dominoes somewhere in my house, but they're not like tricks or trick dominoes or anything. But I could probably come up with something if I had them around. And Kagome Shuko says, I'm back. I had to find my mouse, get my drink, take my vitamins. Totally understandable, Kagome Shuko. We've just been killing time. I've been showing off what my latest finds at the thrift shop. So right now I'm trying to see if this French's deck of cards is a complete deck, which I don't know if it is. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. All right, looks like we have all the diamonds. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. We have all the clubs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. We have all the hearts. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. We have all of the spades and 2 jokers. So this deck is complete despite whatever this card is probably taped to the box or glued to the box. Alright, I see we have a request from Kagome Shuko for Bluffface Assembly. So let's go ahead and get ready to perform that one. C-Film says, I'm not asking about the pizza. About the pizza? What pizza? Oh, wait. Ad break is starting soon? Oh, okay. I won't start the trick until after this ad break, but oh, wait, are we talking about Kagome Shuko's pizza? I think I saw you post some stuff. Pizza rolls and cherry coke, ooey gooey butter bar, and Popeyes. Oh man, I love Popeyes. uh, I had fried chicken today, no pizza of any type. Okay, not Domino's pizza. I did have macaroni and cheese and cinnamon apple though. Apple hand pie. Oh, okay, cool, cool. All right, the ad break is starting now. Oh, I'm just gonna see if what. Sorry, this is the first time I'm seeing this thing from this. I didn't realize this was in here. Okay, that's gonna be a fun thing. I guess it's a perfect time for me to set up for the trick, which is basically just search for the aces. It's not like it's involved setup or anything. Kagome Shuko says, I forgot to order my red beans and rice from Popeyes though. For anybody who doesn't know out there, beans and rice are a complete protein. Something that I learned is that you don't have to eat the beans and rice at the same time to get the complete protein. Your body will keep the constituent ingredients. Like if you eat rice today and beans tomorrow, whatever ingredients that you did not excrete, you will still have to create the complete protein. Um, oh, the first ad was Domino's Pizza. Lol. Yeah, I sometimes like to hear what people get as ads because sometimes it's like, oh, we can figure out like what demographic you're probably part of because of the ads or whatever. I mean, not us, but like the advertisers. I mean, obviously the advertisers have data, right? They have tons of data on you. So, um, Kagome Shuko, yeah, but red beans and rice all mixed together is really good. Yes, red. Oh, so you were able to hear during the ad break. Yeah, I like rice and beans, and I will mix them together. I will also mix them in with like seasoning and like corn. So rice, beans, and corn. It's basically almost like a Mexican rice. So I asked you about Domino tricks, not the pizza. Oh, I see. Yeah. So what I was saying is I don't have a domino trick, but I have dominoes somewhere in my house. I don't have them like within arm's reach, so I can't get dominoes. Um, you're talking about dominoes like the object, right? Like the things that have like the pips on two sides, and not like a Domino's pizza trick, right? Just to be clear. Yeah, I have an extension that moves and mutes the ads. Oh, okay, all right, cool, awesome. Well, that explains it. They're quiet and over chat. Ah, okay, excellent, nice. All right. So let's see. Next up, we have a request from Kagome Shuko, and it is for the Ace Assembly. Okay, dominoes with numbers on two sides. Ah, okay, yes. Yeah, I don't have a domino trick with dominoes, but I do have dominoes somewhere in my house. I'll have to find them, and if I do, I'll see if I remember to bring them here, and then maybe I can try and improvise something or come up with something next time. But that's only if I can find them. I don't know where they are, so that's the thing. All right, so here we go. Here are the four aces. Let me introduce you to them. So here we have the ace of diamonds. Here we have the ace of clubs. Here we have the ace of hearts. And then here we have the ace of spades. Now, the ace of spades for a lot of these ace assembly tricks is usually the leader ace. And so all of the other aces will find the ace of spades by the end of the trick. So I'm going to go ahead and lay all of the other aces down there. And we're going to need to cover each ace with a few cards. And so let's go ahead and grab a few cards here. Let's go ahead and grab a few cards here. Let's go ahead and grab a few cards here. Let's go ahead and grab a few cards here. Let's square up. And we will now begin transferring cards. And so, as we all know, magic wands are expensive, but every magician can use a Sharpie as a magic wand. And so I'm going to go ahead and draw a path from this packet to this packet so that one ace will walk over that path. And now, I don't know if you can tell, but there's no ace in this packet anymore. So we knew that the ace of spades was down here because that's where I put it. But here's a couple of other cards. But now the ace of hearts has come down here. And now let's go ahead and draw another path from here down to this packet here. And now, I don't know if you can tell, but there's no aces over here. And Kagome Shuka says, "What? How?" I know, right? But look, so here we knew that the ace of hearts jumped down, but actually here the ace of clubs has jumped down here now. Now the last one, here we go. Draw that path. And now you will be able to see ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, ace of spades, all down here. Now, here's the interesting thing. Some people believe that there's some shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say, you're right. You're watching a sleight of hand magic stream. But I'm going to go ahead and place the ace of spades into this pile. And so mind equals blown. Thank you, Kagome Shuko. But now, if we take a look at the aces, if you were here, I could ask you to place your hand on top of that packet and just prevent me from getting to it. But the power of these three aces are enough to draw that ace from. So I draw a little path from around your hand to here, and we will go ahead and 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can see, but we have the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, the ace of hearts, and of course the ace of spades. And you could remove your hand and inspect and take a look at all of these cards yourself. And there are no aces over there, because here they are. All the aces could be signed. I mean, actually, two of these are signed. So just, but yeah, there you go. That is probably the quintessential ace assembly. And so a lot of people, I think, do a version like that. And I love Kagome Shuko's reaction. What? How? Mind equals blown. How? How? Or if this was, a Japanese anime. Nani? Nandeska! For any anime fans out there, of which I am an anime fan. But anyway, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for those reactions, Kagome Shuko. All right, queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything else, feel free. In the meantime, we still have a few items to go through from the thrift shop. So let's see here. This one I knew as soon as I saw it. I'm like, a magician must have owned this before. So this is actually a sealed package of magic tapered cards. Now, I can already tell you that I'm probably not going to open this because the brand of this is very cheap, and I have some opened other magic decks of this brand, and I'm like, all right, I might as well just keep it because the box is actually in pretty good shape. The other one that I opened, it was actually in pretty terrible shape, so I'm like, all right, that's probably not gonna be worth anything. But this could be. Um, Kagome Shuko says there's a trick name idea. Throw some pine sol on the Barbie. I like the idea of throwing something on the Barbie. And I didn't realize until I was older that the Barbie meant the barbecue and not a Barbie doll or something. But let me see here. But specifically, you're calling out Pine Sol too, which, by the way, I don't know if is Pine Sol still around. Is that or is that an antiquated reference for old people like me? Pine Sol could be either for the trick name. I guess Pine Sol's still around. I haven't heard much. Holy crap! This is way more expensive than I thought it would be. I guess. All right, I'm not buying Pine Sol. That's Pine Sol still exists. All right, all right. Yeah, the fact that it's Pine Sol, I think I have to note this because it's worth it just because I'm thinking too much about the how can we like what how can I involve this because it's too ridiculous, right? It's like a ridiculous concept. Like why would you throw Pine Sol on on the grill? And then the other thought is what if you take the whole bottle and you put it on the so I don't know. There's a lot of fun like ridiculous ideas with that. So I think we got to keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm down for writing this down. um okay. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out, the more ridiculous or the more memorable it'll be, it'll probably be better for me. There are Pine Sol commercials where that lady loves the scent of it. Oh, man. Exactly, ridiculous seems to make the best trick. Yeah, the thing is, any trick name that will be more unique over time, like just imagine right now, card tricks have been around for hundreds of years, and there are already a bunch of card trick names. But the ones that are like generic, like find a card, disappearing card, that kind of stuff, there's probably like 50 bajillion versions of that. So the more distinct it could be, probably the more unique and memorable it is, the better it is as a name. All right. So another thing that I got with the by the way, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request any magic tricks, feel free. In the interim, so here I found as part of that bag a deck of jumbo playing cards. And I opened this earlier just to take a look at it, and to my pleasant surprise, it was basically a brand new jumbo deck. And so, yeah, these cards, they look and feel like they've never been touched by human hands, except for mine, because I now know that I've touched them. And I don't know if they oblige by new deck order, but it looks like it's basically new deck order. The backs of these things look pretty much pristine as far as like this type goes. This kind of jumbo card is a little bit weird because the fronts are a little bit glossy and the backs are a little bit like more like cheap paper, and so it gives you a little bit of almost like a why you would have matte like a matte feel, but it's not actually matte. It's just cheap paper and slight gloss so that the cards can glide a little bit. But yeah, so this was a pleasant surprise. Wow, those cards are huge. Oh yeah, so normally the cards I use are about 4 times as big. So let's measure this really quick. Is this about 4 times as big? Oh, it is. And actually, these are pretty much exactly. So the width is not. So the bicycles that I have over behind me are 4 times as big, but they're slightly narrower. And these are actually exactly 2 cards wide. Interesting. And I see we have a request. So from Kagome Shuko for the Devil's Elevator. I will have to say, this trick is probably one of the tricks that people remember the most because I oftentimes will hear other streamers say that it is like their favorite trick of mine, and I don't know if it's the way that I themed it or something else, but all right. And so that is the jumbo deck, and I can add that to the. I now have a jumbo deck section up here, although this one doesn't fit there with it. So okay, Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. How's it going? Hi Nam. Hi Chan. How are you doing? You guys are not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man. Please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Um, Chan the Magic Man, fellow magician. And Chan, earlier you missed the debut of me performing something with sponge balls. It wasn't even a routine. I was just trying something new for the. I literally picked them up last night for the first time. So, but anyway, all right. Let me go ahead and pull out. Let's see, 2, 3. I want the 4 and the 5 of diamonds. 4, 5. And then let's grab all the black 6s and 9s. Okay, there we go. And let's see. Hi, Chan. Hi, Bert. And then Chan says, "No." It's all right, Chan. It is on the VOD. It'll be up there. It's okay. Also, I didn't think it was that good. I'm sure I can do better. It'll take some time, but all right. Okay. First things first. We have the 4 black 6s and 9s, and not because of the obvious meme, even though yes, the obvious meme. But at certain angles, these might look like 666, and the trick is called the Devil's Elevator. Then over here we have a bunch of diamonds, but let me just go ahead and leave the 4 6s and 9s over here, and I'm going to lay the diamonds over here in a way that you'll remember. So here we have the 5 of diamonds. Here we'll have the 4 of diamonds. Here we have the 3 of diamonds. And then here's the 2. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen me do this trick, hell is not just a religious place. Hell is a place of business. And so here, you might be pulled down into the depths of hell. And so the 2, and here's where the 2 comes in handy. If the 2 goes here, oh, there's the ding. Well, okay. Oh, crap, an ad break is starting soon. All right, we're going to have to hurry this up. So we're going to speed run this. So here's the 2. 2 goes in there. 2 presses the elevator button. And ding, there you go. Thanks, Chan. And the 2 is going to go ahead and come back up to the top. Oh, snooze. Thank you, Chan. Appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I don't have all of my controls up because I've got like OBS and all that, but thank you. Um, so now here we have the 3. You're welcome. We have the 3. The 3 is going to go here in the 3rd level of hell. 1, 2, 3. And the 3 will know how to get out because you find the devil's elevator. You go into the devil's elevator, you press the elevator button. The elevator will bring you from the 3rd to the 2nd to the 1st floor, the uppermost floor. And this is the one that's easiest to escape from because it's closest to the surface. And so here we have, thank you for that ding, Chan. And here we have the 3 coming back up to the top. Now, some people believe that perhaps some of these gold diggers are already in hell. But no, let me just show you that here the same black 6s and 9s we've been using the entire time. And of course, we'll put the 4 here into the fourth level of hell, first, second, third, and fourth. The 4 will know how to get out because they just have to find the devil's elevator, go in, press the elevator button, the doors will close, and it'll go up 3, 2, 1 here to the topmost level, and that is the easiest level to escape from hell from. And we'll just go ahead and have ding, and there we go, 4 of diamonds. Thank you for that ding, Chan. And Chan, thank you so much for the 3-stream watch streak. Really appreciate it. Now, of course, some people think that there are more than 4 levels of hell, and to that I would say, yeah, you're right, but we're only representing the 5 here because at any given time we'll have 5 levels. So the 5 is going to get put into the 5th level of hell, first, second, third, fourth, 5th, and of course that 5 will know how to escape because that 5 get into the devil's elevator and travel up to the top. There we go. And now the devils are all left in the dust. And thank you kindly for all of those dings. Chan the Magic Man, thanks for clearing that as well. Thank you for that request. Kagome Shuko. And there we have it. All right. And thank you for snoozing the ad break, Chan. I forget that I can do that. And so that might be something I have to into my work. I have to work into my workflow. I'm not even familiar with those buttons. Like, is that on my stream manager? Is that where it is? Okay. Sorry, you would think that I would know because between being a streamer, I've been an affiliate for a while. Oh, hold on. Is it my affiliate anniversary yet? I forgot. I don't pay close attention to that. Hold on. Hold on, I have to look up my affiliate anniversary. Thank you for the claps, Stern. All right. First affiliate stream. Oh no, it'll be in. Oh, I'm going to be out of town. Well, I guess I just realized that I've also passed my first stream anniversary. So let me see here. About 4 years and a month ago was my first stream ever. It's hard to believe I've been streaming for 4 years. It's kind of crazy. And then for Twitch affiliate, yeah, my Twitch affiliate anniversary will be six. So, oh, next week on Sunday, guys, my Twitch, my affiliate anniversary is on Sunday, not today. Next week. It's 7/26 was I reached the affiliate, and then yeah, Hawk6 Phoenix, welcome in. How's it going? And welcome in, guys. You're not following our friend Hawk6 Phoenix. Please give Hawk6 Phoenix a follow. Did I hear? Did I miss hearing you say the iconic line from the movie? No, you did not. I did not say the iconic line. I'd already discussed it a little bit, but you know what? I'll give you a different iconic line from the movie, not the one that you think. But if you've ever seen the movie, so I'll say this one. Do as I say, you live. There you go. That is an iconic line from the movie. Probably not the one you want, but for anybody who's wondering, I'm talking about Snakes on a Plane that I rewatched. We already talked about it earlier, but okay. I do see that there's another request. That's not iconic, says Hawk6. Dude, have you seen the movie? Have you seen Snakes on a Plane? Hawk? All right. Let's see here. Chan has requested a Magician's Choice. I have not seen it, says Hawk. Oh, okay, all right. Well, you don't know how iconic it is then, because you haven't seen it. So there you go. Look, Gibson Lens has seen it. Gibson Lens knows how iconic that line is. They say it at least 3 times. Chan says, I have had it with these MF snakes on this MF plane. That's the iconic line, yes. I'd be very curious to see it one day, though. Okay. Okay. You know what? Okay, the ad break is happening now, but for Chan's request, I will bust out the sponge balls again. Yeah. Gibson Lens says monkey fighting snakes on this Monday Friday plane. Kagumi Shuko says I've never seen snakes on a plane. Ads, yeah, I know. I won't start the trick. I won't start the trick until the ads end. Okay, there you go. I can give other iconic lines from other movies, says Kagome Shuko. I mean, we like movies here, so feel free. So I used to work at Blockbuster, and then I watched movies for years after that, and then I didn't watch movies for a very long time after that. And then I'm starting to get back into movies now, and I think I have to attribute a little bit of that to Gibson Lens watching movies on the weekly now. So it's like, oh, it's getting my drive for like wanting to watch movies. I'm surprised I didn't start doing it earlier, but things come up. So life gets in the way. All right, cool. So you're gonna need a bigger boat, says Kagome Shuko. Back, says Jan. All right, excellent. I am a golden god. All right. I haven't seen that movie. I only know the line. All right. So, all right. Chan, because you requested Magician Choice, I know it was a random, but you did miss Sponge Balls earlier. I will pull out Sponge Balls for the Magician's Choice. So here you go. All right. So here we have a sponge ball. But the thing with the sponge ball is that you can't really do much with one sponge ball. And so here's what I'm going to do. If I put the sponge ball down and I use my finger kind of like a knife, and I'm going to try and cut the sponge ball, and you can even see that it gives the illusion that I'm cutting that sponge ball into two, right? But actually it's not until I fully cut through that it will become two sponge balls, and then I will have two sponge balls to be able to do tricks with. Now, I was learning a little bit last night, and there was this one exercise where you count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you make the sponge balls jump together, which is super crazy because I was like, wait a second. And I was kind of, what? Yeah, says Jan. Kagome says, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. uh, um, well, here's the thing. If I go ahead and I take this one and place it into this hand, and I take this one and I place it into my pocket, right? Um, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, and we'll make those appear. Huh. Interesting. So anyway, if I go ahead and I place one in here, I place this one into my pocket. I don't know if you can tell, but now, I don't know if you can tell, but hey, wait, that did not happen the way that I expected it to. Hey! Whoa. All right. Um, okay, so look, I'm just going to go ahead and place that one there, place this one in there, and then this one into my pocket. And so now, um, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and we'll take one. There it is. We'll take another one. There's two. And now there's only one. Okay. And there we go. I think that exercises all of the stuff that I had learned literally last night. And there's not really a full routine yet, but I think I can get there. I think I can get there. Kagome says, "What?" Kagome says, "Wait, what? There were two, but now three?" And oh, okay. All right. Well, Kagome, if okay, you know what? Well, let's just okay. So okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and place one into this hand, okay, and then we're gonna take two, and then we'll place that into this hand, and then three I'm gonna just take this over here. Okay, so now there should be two, three, two over here, right? But look, we can do something crazy. I know that's crazy, right? There you go. All right, now we're done. Now we're done with the trick. uh, 3 to 5, yeah. Do you notice a pattern? Do you guys notice a pattern? You start with one, and then you get another one that makes two, and then you have the two, and then you have with the one that's three, and then you have the three turn to five because the three and the two. Do you know? And then you know what comes next? It's from the five to the eight. Can anybody nerdy geeky tell me yes? All right, Kagome got it. Yes, all right. And then 8 to 13. Yes, that's right. Kagome Shuko. I'm so happy that you got that reference. So so happy. All right, so look, I didn't know how much I was going to get into this. I had to invest. So I'm just going to show you this once, and then probably never again. All right, there you go. Now you will never see that again because you guys should now know I have like 50 bajillion of them. Okay. All right. Currently the queue is empty. Feel free to request. I've only got a couple more things to show from the bag. In the meantime, but so this was what I was like, wait a second. So for anybody who doesn't know, Copag is a creator of cards, I think in Europe, and I saw this, I'm like, oh, clearly a magician. But I didn't realize what I was expecting when I opened up this earlier, and I should have literally read this thing because, yeah, there would be too many little foam balls over. Yes, that's right. And Hawk is yeah, math. There you go. I should have read this because this says 100% plastic playing cards, and but I didn't realize how nice they were going to be. So earlier when I first bought this, this side was loose, and a bunch of these were in, and I was like, those cards are probably damaged, and I'm like, wait, and now looking at their plastic, and I'm like, oh, these look and feel pretty much brand new. And this side, not even opened yet, and it has like a gold, so it's slightly different. This is like black, this is like gold, and this is completely unopened, and I'm like, oh. And so I shuffled these in the car earlier, and I'm like, wow, these feel good. And I do have other plastic decks, but some of them are too slippery. But I think we've gotten to a point where the technology for making plastic decks is pretty good. It's going to be a really hard sell for signing these and giving these away. But if I just wanted like a deck to be durable, like these could be it. Um, so yeah, so these are Copags. I have a bicycle one somewhere back here, right here. Oh yeah, you can't really see that because the image is tiny, but hold on, let me just grab that. So Bicycle makes a prestige version of plastic playing cards, and these feel pretty much as good quality as these, I think. Um, so I don't know how much these are, but it looks like this is for a 100-year celebration or something. So let's go ahead and do a trick with these. Chance says, not really a fan of plastic. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of necessarily how they feel per se, but like I like the idea of durability. So I'm just gonna do a trick with these. All right, so here we go. Here we have the 7 of spades. I'm taking 7 of spades, put it in the middle of the deck. If I snap, that'll bring it from the middle back up to the top. There we go, 7 of spades. I'm gonna take this, place it back into the middle of the deck. If I show you the top card, it's not currently the 7 of spades, that's some other card, but if I snap, that will bring the 7 of spades from the middle back up to the top. You can even see it jump up there because look, Here it is. Some people think that magicians do sneaky things, such as swapping out cards, but I'll leave this sticking out. This could be signed. I've done it many times with a signed card as well. You can even see that. So I'm going to take this, place it in the middle of this packet, grab this whole packet, place it in the middle of this packet. Some people think I hide it on the top. Some people think I hide it on the bottom. That's not the case. It's not until I snap. That will bring it from the middle back up to the top. And there we have it. Magicians do sneaky things, but that's what makes the tricks fun. I know, right? That's all right. Okay, so Chan is saying they don't fan and spread good. So here's the thing with most plastic decks. I agree with you, Chan, but this technology for these premium decks, I think they're starting to get pretty good. So like, here's a fan, and these are plastic, right? So still not perfect, but I actually think even just slight wear over time, it will make it a little bit better. It'll make it a little bit smoother. These are matte feeling, so they don't stick together. They probably won't unless, you spill something. Um, and then, yep, and then, yeah, so here's the spread. So that's pretty good for a plastic deck, I'd say. So yeah, most plastic decks, I agree with you, but the ones that are designed for this, and now we have the technology, it's this or this. There's probably some other brands too, but yeah, and then let's see. I'm not very good at fanning, but I'm pretty sure these will be okay. Yeah, that's not the cards. That's just me being bad at fanning. But yeah, so there's a spread. Here's one of these. So there you go. But um, the good news is that I think if you were to just play with these like games and things, or just do tricks where you're not doing anything to destruct the cards, these will last probably, and you could probably wash them and it'd be fine. But if you ever got like a dent in one, I think you would have to replace the deck anyway, because the plastic would dent and you would always be able to see it and feel it and everything. So, but yeah, so that is the Copag 100% plastic playing cards from the 100-year Copag, I guess, product or whatever. All right, next up, I see a request from Kagome Shuko. Let's get ready to do that one. Chance says, in my experience, most plastic decks I own stick. Yeah, and so all those plastic decks are not. So, like, I agree with you. Most plastic decks will do that. It's just that these two are the only plastic decks that I've ever seen that were really, really good. Even my clear ones that I like using, those will stick too. And it's because they're completely smooth. They're not matte. They don't have like a texture. There's no air pockets. These ones I think are designed for the air pockets. So. All right, let me get ready for plots of card magic. Let's see here. Where? Oh, trying to look for, trying to look for all the kings. Couldn't find all the kings. There they are. Okay. All right. So here we have the four kings. Now, one of the plots of card magic is oil and water. What happens when you try and mix oil and water? They separate, and so one of the demonstrations we can do is showing you how they can separate. So let me interweave these. So I'm going to start with a black king on the top, red king, black king, red king. And now if you were to check what the top two cards were, if I was to ask you what two cards are on the top, and you'd probably say a black king and a red king. That's what most people would think, but as oil and water would dictate, they do separate, and so I can show you that the top two cards are actually red. And here's the interesting thing. Now if I was to place the two red cards back on top of the deck, just like this, and we give it a second, oil and water will separate, and that's why the black and the red cards will separate too. And if I was to ask you what two cards are on the top, I think a lot of people would say red because you just saw two red. Some people who are maybe less trusting, they might say one red, one black. But certainly nobody would say 2 black, right? And that's actually what's on top. There's 2 black cards on the top. Now, here's the other interesting thing. If we were to get into a situation where you don't want to do tricks with the kings, but actually you want to do them with some other cards, like aces or something, well, you can turn the kings into aces because there's several card plots, like one that I used to do called Hallucination, but I since learned it's called the Britland Twist. We change all of the kings to aces. And that, my friends, is the plots of card magic. Not all of them, just some of them. Kagumi Shuko says, I would say 2 black, but not know how. Oh, okay, yeah. So if you intuited that that's where the trick was going, well done. Doesn't make any sense, but you got there. Isn't that how sometimes like you are doing something? And I'm a technical person, right? I am a software engineer. Sometimes, sometimes I'm just like, this is gonna work. I don't know how, but it's gonna work, and then it does. And it's like, I don't know how, but it did it. So, thank you kindly for the claps, Chef Stern. All right, let's see here. Um, all right. So, uh, by the way, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. I think now is probably a good time to uh, call for a last call, and ad break is starting soon. All right, so I won't start a trick. But I do want to show this last thing, and it is not opened yet, and so we will open it on stream. But let's do it. So this is the last card deck of cards in the bag, and I have to show it because I cannot believe how coincidental it is. This is a deck of cards called Bachelorette Party Deck of Dares. 52 activity cards. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a regular deck, but it is still completely sealed, unopened, and I think it would be really cool to open it on stream. This hilarious bachelorette party game will make it a night to remember. Is what it says. Reminds me of the Pink Panther animations. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely the image on the front for sure. I agree. Um, but also it's weirdly coincidental because I'm going to be doing some entertaining at a bachelorette party later in the week. So, all right. So let me open, and then the 90-second ad break is beginning. So let's go ahead and open this. I'm trying to get the thing to open, but you know what I should probably do? I have like a little pocket knife upstairs that I use to open like envelopes and things like this. I should just get a second one and just to use just for this purpose. Come on. I'm trying to get this tab so that I can just rip off. And if you guys have heard me open the cellophane before, there's a preferred way for magicians to do it and the reasoning why. Um, and this is the way. Anybody like The Mandalorian? This is the way. Come on. Alright, I might have to quote unquote cheat. And we're going to open from the top, but we still want to get that slice on the strip that's intended to rip. Or I guess I'll settle for just above it too. Just so long as I can keep the cellophane on the bottom. That's fine. Okay, alright. Here is that. Come on. Okay, alright, there we go. We got the strip. Okay. There we go. Okay. I just realized that. Okay. You can always use a pin if you have one. Ah. Thanks for the tip, Kagome Shuko. I'm a Mandalorian. We rated 10 the Magic Man the other day. Awesome. Awesome. So I didn't realize this, but this deck had a little sticker with a $1 on the back of it. And I thought maybe that was a sticker. It's not. It's actually printed, I think, on the box. So the fact that this is $1 is not boding well. So let's take a look at this deck. Okay, first things first. Here's what the backs look like. And the faces are not regular decks of cards. They are literally... Oh, okay. They're literally dares. Deck of dares. So let's just read a dare. So it looks like there's a point value on some of them. So this is a 10 points. And then some other ones, like further down in the deck, 20 points. I'm looking at the bottom one. This one is 50 points. And here's the instructions. Suggested for adults only. All right, I can't wait for some juicy dares. Number of players, 2 or more. Objective. The goal is to act out each dare and add up the points. The player with the most points wins. Okay. I looked at the 50 and it does not, it seems very tame. So, okay, let's read this. Go up to a guy and hold your nose while you talk to him. I thought this was supposed to be a bachelorette party. So, where would there be a guy at the bachelorette party is my guess. Um, get a guy to call the bride's fiance and tell him how lucky he is. What? Okay, okay. The 10-point ones. Okay, I just have to show you this 50-point one. Okay, this one says it's for 50 points. Sing the alphabet. That one is super tame for 50 points. What? Don't when you sing the alphabet song anyway? Aren't you singing the alphabet? Like I don't know. Uh, oh my God. Okay. So, yeah, I don't understand why this would make sense for a bachelor party. This is like probably single girls out at a bar kind of thing. Okay, this one, it's going to bother me, so I have to share this one on stream. This one says, for 50 points, go outside barefoot and pretend to walk down the aisle. I assume they mean the wedding aisle, which is spelled not like that. This is like an island aisle. It should be AISLE. Uh, why is telling the guy he's lucky a big deal? Well, I think it would only be a big deal only if it's a bachelorette party, and it's probably not a big deal if it was just single girls. And so that's the and singing the alphabet. Yes, the singing the alphabet makes no sense to me. Yeah, these are not. I don't know. This one says name 5 guys the bride has dated. This one's name 5 girls the bride's fiance has dated. I mean, that's 50 points. I mean, I guess this is like a how close do you know them check, right? This is act like a cheerleader and do a cheer for the bride. I mean, I guess that could be embarrassing if people care. Ask the bride which celebrity she would marry instead. I feel like for a lot of people, they could probably name somebody that's a celebrity, and I don't know. There's this concept of like a celebrity pass, I guess, with some couples when when they're like, oh, if a celebrity came up to you and it's like, oh, you got a free pass to be with that celebrity for a night or something. It's kind of silly. Oh my God, this one's for 30 points. Do 10 jumping jacks. This thing is wild all over the place. Like I cannot sing the Star Spangled Banner. That could be a check because if you don't know the Star Spangled Banner, for this is on the same level as rub your stomach and head at the same time. They couldn't have made it like rub your head and pat your stomach or the vice versa or something. Like this is literally just rub them both at the same time. That's just this. Like I don't understand. What year is this from? Oh my god. This is embarrassingly more modern than I thought. This is from the year 2010. I was thinking maybe it was from the 70s. No, it's from 2010. What? Okay, this is brutally terrible. I'm sorry. All right. Kagome says, I mean, maybe singing ones it's like out loud and in the middle of a crowded restaurant. Yes, that's right. Oh, hold on. Chef Stern is bringing up a thing. Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, let's see if we can do this. All right. Hey guys, look, it's an instructions card. Oops, it is now no longer an instructions card. All right. I know, right? I don't. Yeah, that. Yeah, sus eyes to regular eyes. Ugh. All right. Well, this was. So I'm also being very critical of this particular deck because you guys know I'm a board gamer. I love board. I'm going to a convention for board games later, and this is very horribly designed. So I'm not just judging it from a card standpoint, and I'm also judging it from a logical design standpoint of is this a bachelor party or single girls at a bar? Or is it assuming that the girls at this bachelor party are at a bar, but not all bachelorette parties are at a public place where there's other people, right? Like some of them just like to be, you know, just the girls, right? Anyway, all right, and that was the last thing that I had to show from the thrift store finds. Surprisingly today. So Kagome Shuko says board games are fun if they are well designed and have good play. I love Balderdash. Oh, I haven't played Balderdash for real, but it was pretty popular when it was made. Like that was an older game, right? That it's kind of like, did it come out around the time of like Taboo, or is it like around that generation? Hold on, I've got to look this up now. This is gonna bother me. When did Balderdash come out? Let me let me specify board game. Okay. Balderdash first released in 1984. Okay, when did Taboo come out? Now that I see that Balderdash is 84, I think Taboo's older. When did Taboo board game come out? Oh no, Balderdash is older. Taboo came out in 1989. Oh man, I thought Taboo was older than that. I also liked playing Taboo, says Kagome Shuko. Awesome. Yeah, so the games that I like, I have a I think I have a pin, not a pin. I have a post in my Discord in the board game channel. If you scroll up, I have a board game geek that has like all of my board games in it. So I have over 300 board games. Um, but if anybody was interested in that, and let me see here. I am a word nerd, says Kagome Shuko. So here's my board game geek collection. If anybody is curious. But I like word games as well, but not to the same extent that I think maybe you do. I like Euro games. So Euro games follow that formula of like well designed, balanced, and they make choices on whether there's a little bit of luck or no luck kind of thing. And when they do make luck calls, it's very tasteful and like fair. But I like worker placement games. I don't really like negotiation games as much. So, for example, Settlers of Catan is a game that a lot of people that haven't played like a lot of board games tend to like. And for a while I did like it, but I found that I don't really like it that much, or at least not in its normal, like I almost never play it now, and I do have a copy of it, but it's like 4 players feels too claustrophobic. 6 players is too crazy if you have the expansion. 3 players doesn't feel like it has enough people, but there's always king making in 3 players, and so I don't know. Like Catan is weird, but I like worker placement games. So like Stone Age, Viticulture, Lords of Waterdeep. Those are like okay. Sorry and Trouble are also fun though. Ooh, okay. So, all right. Trouble I don't really like that much. Sorry I do like, but only because you have the cards and you can and there's a lot more player agency. Trouble, you do the random die roll, and you can still pick because you can pick which peg you move, but that kind of goes back to like Parcheesi, and it's relatively simple as far as like the agency that you have. But no, I like Sorry in that also because like there's hidden information. There's like no hidden information in Trouble. Like nobody knows which cards you have in Sorry, right? Like Kagome Shuka says, I like card games that are a mix of skill and chance, like Phase 7 and Skip-Bo. Oh, I haven't played those per se. I think I understand generally how Skip-Bo works, but or similar cards that's Skip-Bo is not like Uno. Yeah. There was one that I played last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I don't know. It was 2 weeks ago. What was it? Flip. I think it was called Flip 7. Uh, yes. Okay. Yeah. It was called Flip 7, and that reminded me of that kind of game. But yeah. So Flip 7 is like a push your luck game because you're trying to get um, as close to 200 points, and you have cards that span from 1 to like 13. But like the higher point values, there's more of them in the deck, and you have to avoid in a given round getting two of the same card. So if on your first turn you flip a 13, I mean, if you push your luck, you can keep going. If you flip a 10, you're still in. But if you flip at that point another 13 or 10, you're out and you lose everything. So you have not you lose everything in that round. So you have to pick and choose. So I think it was kind of elegantly designed in that respect. Uno can be fun, but online ones get kind of irritating. Oh, so I think the Uno formula is okay. It is kind of based off of the original card game Crazy Eights, but um, man, talking about this, I should just have a board game stream. I should just talk about. I should just bring a board game out and just talk about it, just play it, or if I could, or just show it off. All right, okay, and yeah, and you guys know I do magic tricks with like card games and board games and things all the time. So I have like an Uno deck just sitting around if people redeem Uno cards. And Magic the Gathering, I'll do magic tricks with Magic the Gathering cards. But yeah, I guess it just seems like I should probably just have a board game stream. Should hold on, wait. I can make a poll. All right. Should I have a board game stream? Yes? No. Okay. All right, let's make this like 2 minutes. All right, I put up a very, very important poll. It may determine a future type of stream. So please vote. In the interim, oh yeah, the queue is empty. I think I called last call already. I will still do one finale trick before we end the stream. And then this asks Kagome Shuko. Oh, is that Board Game Arena link? Yeah, let me see. I used to play on Board Game Arena. I haven't though lately. Flip 7. Yes, that's the one. That's Flip 7. That one. Yup. All right. Cool. So let me see. What do I want to end the stream on today? What trick did I not do? Okay, I think we should end with this one. Oh, wait, I'm adding one to the wrong thing. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, poll's done. Looks like 3 people said yes. So, and it's unanimous. So I guess people like board games. I mean, clearly I like board games. I think I just kind of also convinced myself. I was like, I should have one. So I have to figure out what when I want to do that. But as I said, if I end up trying to do the full-time streaming thing at some point, which I'm kind of close to. So, all right, cool. 90-second ad break is starting. All right, so after this ad break, we are going to do the outro, do the finale trick, and then assuming I succeed at the finale trick, we will find somebody to raid. That's the plan. I'm wondering why more people didn't vote. Are they asleep? I mean, they could be. I do stream late into the night, and it's actually later than I would normally have gone tonight as well. I didn't call last call probably until about 20 to 30 minutes after I would normally have called last call. So, and to think that I started the stream kind of tired, and now I'm feeling awake. It's okay, but but I should end because I have stuff to do tomorrow. Um, so no, it's okay. I totally understand. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, I am still currently a small streamer, right? Like, I'm not huge, but in order to be huge, I think I need to have more regular streams on a more regular schedule, and I only have one scheduled stream, and it's late at night on a Sunday. So that's deep down inside. I think that's definitely the one of the reasons. Okay, the ad break is finishing now. So, um, this is that time that I think we say thank you, everybody, for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. Thank you, everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you chatted in chat, requested a trick, did a sound alert, emojis, clicked on the heat map, redeemed a redeem. Thank you guys so much. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Thank you to all the lurkers out there, because magic is one of those rare art forms where if I'm practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. Let's see. I think we saw all of our mods today. Almost all of our mods today. Thank you to our mods today. Guys, if you're not following our friends and mods, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, a fellow Twitch magician. And if you follow him and catch him doing magic on Magic Mondays, if you catch him other times, he might be doing other things. Video games, cooking, in real life, Grand Theft Auto. So definitely give Chan a follow. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod Felden Kane. Please give Felden Kane a follow. Felden Kane, variety gamer, trying to do more collabs with other gamers. Also has done cooking streams. So definitely give Felden Kane a follow. If you're not following our friend and mod Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Pianist, composer, video game developer, movie critic, and definitely give Gibson Lens a follow as well. All right. Thank you to everybody who supported the stream today. We had a lot of watch streaks, so thank you, Gibson Lens, Random Man 29, E Room, and Chan for all of your stream streaks today. Greatly appreciate it. And then let's see here. All right. For everybody else, if you want to see more of me and I'm not around, you can check out my YouTube channel. I have over 350 magic tricks on the YouTube channel. Check it out. I know I've been a little bit, I guess, how should I say, quiet on there lately. So um, I'm just gonna confess one thing. Somebody gave me like a scathing comment like, "Oh, are you too cheap to buy the real trick and you use this instead because you just happen to have it?" And I was like, "Dude, that's so hurtful because I lost my full-time employment last year." And you know what that individual replied with? Uh, Something like, Kagome Sugar says, "Buy the real." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Long story short, I was using other card components to basically do the trick because I didn't have the cards, or I probably could have come up with them, but yeah, it was weird. I screenshotted it in my Discord, in my YouTube channel. So, which, by the way, if you guys want to come to the Discord, here it is. But you make tricks. Why should you buy tricks? I mean, so this was somebody else's trick, but I properly attributed the trick on YouTube. Um, so to that person. I mean, it wasn't my original trick, but they were just complaining that I didn't use like the original cards that I was just like, all right, whatever, fine. Anyway, sorry, I just had to get that out. That was anyway. But being able to adapt things, I know, right? I agree. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it. Like, I'm not claiming it's my trick. I'm still doing somebody else's trick, but I'm just using whatever cards. Like, why should it bother you with this one specific person, right? All right. Yeah, come hang out on the Discord, and if you want, if I go live, there's a we have a bot that announces every time we go live there. So, all right. So that's it. So I'm gonna be doing one more finale trick, Be Sisters, and and for anybody who's never been here for the end of the stream before, I don't like to end stream on a trick that I mess up on. So if I mess up this trick, we're doing another finale trick. But otherwise, hopefully I should be able to do this, and it'll be fine. And then we'll find time to raid. All right. Yeah, and being able to apply concepts to other things is a good thing. I know. I agree. I just feel like this particular individual was just being like a douchey elitist magician. So, and not to say that many magicians are like that, but it's unfortunate there's still some that are out there that are like that. So, all right. So here I have one. Oh, we're gonna reset, and technically I did mess that up, but okay. I know what I did. I didn't actually reset this from the last time I did it. All right. We're gonna do. All right. So we're gonna first of all mulligan that, but we're also going to do another one after because I was not happy with that. Okay. So, and actually, let me make sure this one is ready to go too before I mess this one up too. Oh, good thing I looked. Okay, so this one was also not ready to go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, okay, all right. Glorious. Okay, here we go. So, two finale tricks. We have one, two, three, four cards. And here we've got a red ace, which I will leave here. And then here we have another red ace, which I will leave here. Now we have the other aces, the black aces here in my hand. But if I was to take the two red aces, not physically, but ethereally, and I put them over here, where are the red aces? Some people who don't believe in magic would say here, but if you believe, the red aces are now here. Now some people would ask, wait, where are the black aces? And a lot of people immediately think that they are here, but I never put the black aces there. And so if I show you, there's actually no aces here. It's actually blank. And now if I go ahead and I take the two red aces and I throw them away, I don't know if you know, but now if we take a look, there's actually no aces here at all. And that is a successful performance. But since I messed it up technically at the beginning on the last one, we're going to do this other trick. And then this will be the finale. All right. Kagome Shuko says, but where did any of them go? I know, that's the question, right? So here I have some cards. These cards are a little bit strange. So here we have a 6 of diamonds. Here we have a queen of clubs. And now if I count through these cards on this side, they'll look pretty normal. 1, 2, 3, 4. But they will look weird when I show you the other side, because if I show you the other side, they also look like they have backs. 1, 2, 3. Oh, except for this one. This one's a little bit weird. This one is blank. But with these cards, something interesting, they have a strange property. If I take these three and I hover them over these 6 of diamonds, I don't know if you know, but all of the cards will turn into 6 of diamonds. Is that weird? That's a little bit weird, right? But now if I take this and I hover it over the queen of clubs, I don't know if you know, but the queen of clubs will actually change every card from the packet into the queen of clubs. I know, is that strange? That's very strange. Now you can still see that they're all queens of clubs right now, but if I was to take this, and it's not until the blank side hits, the blank side will hit, and also now every card has disappeared. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now some people are like, hey, I want to see the backs of those. And I'm like, okay, here's the backs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that, my friends, is what I will call a successful finale. There we go. Kagome Shuko says, very strange. Ooh, very strange. Thank you kindly for the claps. Schaffer Stern, thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats. And we'll call that a stream. I'm going to reset these properly so that I will not mess up like that again. And that's the problem with like having these packets and both using them for gigs and for stream. The good news is that partially doing these on stream, I now know, like I had a system where of notes where I could look up like how to set up a trick, but I intrinsically know most of these setups now without having to refer to a reference. So thank you guys. All right, let's go find somebody to raid. Who's on? There are a bunch of people on. Um, There's a lot of people on. Let me see. Hold on. Somebody is playing something and I never get a chance to raid them. Let me see. Huh. Alright, I think I've decided. So I think we're going to raid. And actually, hold on. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure we've never raided this person. Normally I choose a music streamer. Well, I guess that's not true last couple months, but this person's playing a game. I never see them streaming uh, when I can raid out to them. So let's go. They've been going for 3 hours. That's right. We're gonna raid them anyway. Okay. So they're playing Dr. Mario right now. Reality Ripple. Oh no 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 no. Not Reality Ripple. I mean, we have rated Reality Ripple before. I don't think we've rated this person. So this person is currently playing Dr. Mario. And so we have to go over there. And And I think I've seen this person in other chats, but not for a while because I haven't hung out in that many chats. So, all right, if anybody wants to come along on the raid, here's a raid call. Here's a sub raid call. Here is the raid target. Betty B plays G's, and so let's. Okay, I think they're ending soon, so I'm just gonna start the raid, and we're just gonna raid as soon as we can. Okay, all right. So, all right, great seeing everybody. Everybody, take care of yourselves, and if the raid doesn't end here, then oh well. So, anyway, remember hydrate, remember stretch, remember get good sleep because, as we all know, it's really hard to get good sleep nowadays. Great seeing everybody. Take care, and we'll see you guys around. All right. Bye. Oh, I have to copy my own raid call. All right, here we go. Raid now. Bye.